This was a greater Belfast derby for the National League between newcomers Rosario and St Oliver Plunkett, both teams meeting at the Dub under the Friday night lights and a touch of rain. Rosario in white and blue, Plunkett in black and white stripes shooting to the left of the screen. The very early stages brought out a few evenly matched midfield battles as both teams sussed one another out, before Plunkett were firmly on the ascendancy. This attack gave way to the first big talking point, when Plunkett had a penalty shout just 2 minutes in. And Rosario's Denver Ferris was probably lucky to avoid giving one away after he clattered Plunkett captain Sean McCulloch in the box. Following this, Plunkett set out their stall early on, showing themselves to be comfortable in possession, but still taking their time to grow into the game, before assuming control. Sean McCulloch heading off the post 15 minutes in, and McCurry narrowly missing the target. At the other end, Morgan Pettigrew raced to meet across to try to go one-on-one with keeper Sean Saunders, but the Plunkett stopper capably smothered the danger before the striker could get any purchase. Saunders then quickly threw out to start a prompt counter-attack, Owen Matassa finding space in midfield for playmaker McCurry to drive it forward and back out wide, but this audacious effort was high at the mark. Close to the half-hour mark, Saunders launched another attack, this time with a long throw to be well controlled in the centre of the park before Collie O'Neill got a powerful foot on it and drilled confidently into the back of the net, leaving teammate McCulloch to duck beneath its flight path. Calls from the touchline for Rosario to keep the heads up sparked a response from the home team. Denver Ferris picked up this angle ball from the defence to weave his way through to Plunkett's half, but Conor McGuckian dispossessed him and released to McCurry when tackled. There was another chain of events which led to Plunkett doubling their lead through Chris Turtle within just a minute of the opener. While much of the focus will be on Plunkett's deadly front line and high pressing game, their keepers' distribution and overlapping fullbacks also deserve credit. Jack McKee weighed up McCulloch on the right-hand side before sprinting to the other end, where he was able to pick up McCurry's pass after his shot from the central position was blocked, and he curled it beautifully to beat Ethan Sloan on 39 minutes. Half-time score at the Dub, Rosario 0, Plunkett 3. After the break, Rosario had hoped to have regrouped, but their comparative lack of experience against National League regulars Plunkett was starting to show. Taylor Tynan did well to keep hold of the ball while Ryan Kelly made himself available, but under pressure on the near side from Mark Donnelly and Michael Mervyn, he slipped on the wet surface. After shipping a fairly tight throw-in, Mervyn delivered a sublime ball from just in front of our camera position to the edge of the box. And this one was perfectly positioned for Calvin McCurry to run onto and neatly finish past Sloan. A slick and confident finish from McCurry, deservedly congratulated by skipper McCulloch and his teammates. Back in Rosario's half, and the home defence looked as if they were sure they'd dealt with any simmering danger from Ben Gray and O'Neill with this long clearance. But Plunkett had identified Rosario's weaker areas. Gray had started to dominate the right flank in this half, collaborating with Turtle, whose stunning arced ball fell to McCulloch. All it took was a cheeky touch with the outside of his boot to catch Sloan off guard, and it made for a finish which was very easy on the eye. 55 minutes gone, Plunkett 5-0 up. With the wind in their sails, Plunkett really showed their quality, often a yard ahead of their opponents. McCurry skipped in to intercept this pass, finding Donnelly and overlapping with intense poach, but the keeper gathered this deflection. Forced back into their own half and struggling to find space to carve out a counter-attack, Rosario huffed and puffed their way through this last 20 minutes, but perhaps also fell foul of frustration as Plunkett piled on the pressure up front. Mark McDonald thought he had cleared the ball away from the edge of his team's area here, but was beaten by McCulloch, who he tripped in the box. Plunkett manager Mickey Donnelly's son Mark took on the responsibility of the spot kick and made no mistake, sending Sloane the wrong way and drilling it into the bottom right corner. Obviously now in a comfortable position and with a personnel advantage after Rosario were reduced to 9 men, Plunkett started to switch up the approach, trying a few shots from distance and driving attack into tighter angles to win corners. This one, taken short, produced a promising attack, but McCulloch was tripped just outside the area, leaving Taylor Tynan to stop in his tracks as the whistle blew. With McGuckian dummying, it was Captain McCulloch who lifted this set piece over the somewhat tired-looking wall, but he placed it high. Determined to keep the standards high until the very end, Plunkett maintained their tempo, intelligence and possession, and most importantly, their cool. The Rosario bench didn't think they had a case to answer when the referee pointed to the spot for a second time, spot kick duties for this one falling to stand-in captain Michael Mervyn, whose light-footed approach tricked the keeper into diving too soon on 63 minutes. Plunkett of course kept the pressure on, refusing to give Sloane much of a break, but having less fortune with their attempts from distance. Despite some promising build-up, including good vision in the middle of the park, dogged determination to keep it in play at the back line, and Turtle's strong feet here, the forward couldn't quite find the target on this occasion. So back to plan A. Great passing, strong communication, and an admirable team effort for a great team goal. This one finished smartly by Turtle. By now, anyone in black and white stripes must have fancied themselves to score, with the fullbacks playing higher up the pitch and continued pressing, putting their training ground education to good use. Owen Matassa, Conor McGuckian, Turtle and Mervyn had a hand in this one, but it was O'Neill who looked to have claimed the final touch. While goal hero Turtle was awarded man of the match, this was the ultimate team performance and really demonstrated why Plunkett's athleticism and sharpness lifted them through the game with possibly something left in the tank. 15-year-old sub Aaron Mulligan here keen to show what he could bring to proceedings. The club was applauded for its development work by UEFA last year, and with this team in training 3 times a week, we'll no doubt see much more from Plunkett's youth in the future. Full time at the Dub, Rosario 0, St Oliver Plunkett 9.
Very, very good Plunkett side. You can see that they've been together for quite a while. Some smashing players, bit of a baptism of fire, I suppose, moving into this league. But saying that, I don't think we played particularly well. Didn't play their strengths, and there's plenty to work on, I suppose. Definitely, fitness has been something that we've noticed over the last 2 games, even though we've had a couple of good results. Towards the end of games, we had started falling away, and it's something that we have noticed, and we're going to work on it. So,
yeah, the first half, obviously with the scoreline, I cannot be pleased with them. They're waiting on me getting into the change room here. I thought it was tight enough the first 15-20 minutes, to be honest, and then obviously when the first one went in, the second, and then the rest, and obviously them was getting players sent off. But yes, it's only a 3rd game of this season, and it's a good workout for them. Well, that's something we do. We actually work 3 nights a week rather than the 2. I think I said it before. in camera. I think this country needs to work with the younger kids. It's shown in different countries, put their resources into the young kids, good coaches, and then who knows at the end of it. But yes, we do work 3 nights a week. With us, it is a team. Yes, individually, there was good standout performances, but as a whole, we try and keep it as a team.